Very shiny. I was going to say sunny, but it's still shiny. Shiny morning right here in the beautiful city of Lagos. And after all the Christmas blues are over, well, it's time to get back to work. Welcome back. And life continues right here. That's what we're doing now. The countdown to the end of the year begins.
It does. That was a very long weekend, and it's the last Monday of the year 2020. So we will definitely be making every single minute count as we look forward to the brand new year with hope of greater things to come.
And obviously, hey, things are not complete without Mike and Mary.
Yay! Hey,
you don't see Mary's dress.
As in
In fact, the girl needs to come here and spark up and down. Now this is red carpet. The Mary now turn. And then she now turn. You now take it up to down. The dress is lovely.
Is it too late to return?
Is Mary there?
No. Mary is there. She's
Mary
right there.
She asked me not to look at her
She's
today,
right
so I'm
there.
trying not to look at her.
You better not look, Mazino.
Very
you better
difficult.
not look.
But you look beautiful today.
Thank you.
Well, it's the #1 breakfast show on television, Wake Up Nigeria, and welcome to the Countdown Week. It's the countdown to the end of the year. It was a year, well, a different kind of year with different kind of celebrations this year due to the current spike in COVID-19 cases.
So we all have to be as responsible as possible. Make sure you wash your hands, carry around a hand sanitizer, and of course wear a face mask wherever you go right now.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And hey, this is, of course, the delectable Titilayo Onisa, and my name is Mazino Appeal. Want to use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC on all our social media platforms to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian television.
You can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world. Just use our mobile app. You can download that from Google Play Store or iOS.
And please do follow us, flood our timelines. Please, we are at TVC Connect on all socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And yes, like I said, use that hashtag always so we can track all of your messages to us.
Let's see what we have in store for our lovely viewers this morning.
Yes, indeed. So, for motivation today, we will be joined by seasoned inspirational speaker and author Fola Daniels Adelesi, and he will be sharing with us on the topic, making the best of 2021. Don't jinx it, just make the best of it.
You know, those shoes
All
do
right.
look. I could see Mike's feet in the last.
Yes, sir.
The last
Cross-dressing.
Once the shoe is here.
Yeah.
Now
I
the
hope
feet
she brings
and the
them.
shoe will have koinonia.
Wow.
We'll have fellowship. And that fellowship will be an unbreakable
Seriously,
fellowship.
Mike?
Avenue
Seriously?
7,
Do you
yeah?
have a shoe fetish or something?
No,
Wow.
that would be Halima.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That would be
That's
Halima.
true.
No,
producer for Wake Up
true.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
It's good to see you guys. Final Monday for 2020. What were you guys up to last weekend? Because it was a last weekend for 2020.
I think Titi should start that.
Oh, yeah.
She had
So-
quite a weekend.
Yes, we were grilling the weekend
Yeah.
away. We did promise we were going to grill. And then the grill sort of like became a lot larger than we thought. So we only wanted to do like just chicken and fish. But then we had requests for burgers, hot dogs and stuff like that. So it just started getting larger and larger. Big shout out to everyone that came around. Mary was there.
Mike was there.
It was
I met
massive.
Mike and left
It was
Mike.
massive. The food,
I saw
Yeah.
pictures with OJ there as well.
Yeah, OJ was
The
there.
level of preparation I went into it, and it was a lot for everyone.
Oh.
It was cool.
Yeah. Following was there, Mr. Musa,
Yeah,
Halima.
Musa was there, Halima, Olamide.
Olamide
You know that
was
point,
there,
you know that
best
point where
man.
I legit started. You know when you start eating and you're already tired before you get back. It was that much. Let me see how much food is. And like,
You know, there was a point we needed
it
more
was good. It was
plates.
good. It was
And
good.
then I got to
more
Mike,
foods than
and I
plates.
was like, "Oh, Mike, are you?" No.
I'm sorry I couldn't make
Like,
it.
no,
My
struggling
visa from Festac expired.
No,
Yeah,
it's
so-
I hope
fine.
you never got to
It's
renew it.
fine. It's fine. But
I'll
yeah,
catch
it
the
was all
next
fun.
one.
We had a movie night as well.
Yeah,
so.
we did.
Nice.
We're preparing for coming to America. Of course, so we had to see coming to America.
We saw
preparing for
Coming
coming
to
to America.
America. Okay.
Yeah, that's how it's called. So it's not
Yeah.
come to America too. It's coming to America.
Interesting. So you guys, well,
So
we've
you
got
guys
so
what
much.
coming to?
So yeah.
Don't worry, we'll
We
talk about
are going to be taking the weather update at
Sounds like it's
this
just
point,
fine.
and we will be back with the news. It's about time for the news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Now we kick off with security matters in Benue State, where at least 5 persons have been reported killed in 2 separate attacks in Katsina Ala and Gwer West local government areas. 2 persons were killed following a suspected cult war in Naka, headquarters of Gwer West local government, where 3 others were said to have been killed in the home of a politician in Katsina Ala town. earlier yesterday. It was also gathered that the late-night attack on Katsina Allah town happened at Nagu community, where houses were burnt and property destroyed. When contacted, the police public relations officer, Catherine Anene, who confirmed the report, said the incident happened around 1 a.m. She says 2 persons were arrested at the scene of the crime, while 2 young men were found in a pool of blood. Other victims were rushed to hospital but confirmed dead. In Kaduna, the abducted state chairman of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Emmanuel Bako, and his wife Cindy have regained their freedom. They were released yesterday afternoon by their abductors. The cleric and his wife were kidnapped on Friday evening at Albarka praying camp around Anfana Fadan Kagoma Koi Road in Jema's local government area of the state. Secretary to the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria in Kaduna, Tony Inwale, has confirmed the development to the government. Kaduna State Governor Nasir Ahmad El-Rufai has expressed his relief and happiness over the development. He offers his best wishes to the cleric and his wife. As Nigeria experiences a spike in COVID-19, the Civil Aviation Authority will fine airlines $3,500 each for defaulting passengers from United Kingdom and South Africa. In a statement signed by the Director General Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Musa Nuhu, the airlines may be required to return non-Nigerian defaulting passengers to the point of embarkation for non-compliance to federal government rules. Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 has reviewed the quarantine protocols to include that passengers originating from both the UK and South Africa would be received and processed separately by public health authorities. The regulators also stated that all the new travel rules will be applicable to both non-scheduled and scheduled passengers from both countries. The new travel rules take effect from today. The third mainland bridge will be reopened at midnight 24 hours earlier than scheduled. The Federal Controller of Works in Lagos, Olukayode Popola, explains that the initially scheduled 72-hour time frame was achieved within 48 hours, hence the reopening of the bridge to traffic 24 hours ahead of schedule. He added that the contractors had completed the casting of 3 expansion joints on the third mainland bridge, hence the lifting of the total shutdown. The bridge, which was going through a series of repairs, had to be partially shut on the 24th of July for another round of rehabilitation work. The repair that was expected to last 6 months was extended by 1 month due to the recent End SARS protests in Lagos, thereby extending the completion date from January 2021 to February. And that's all we have on the news update at this point. It's time for sports with Mike.
Of course, welcome back. So now let's do the headlines making the dailies this morning, and we have very interesting stories to tell you about. So let's already get started. We start from the Nigerian Tribune this morning, and we have this first big headline. Kuka's verdict, Buhari gets more support. Kuka spoke truth to power, says Adebanjo. Stop using puppet for political gain, says NCFN. Buhari has wrecked economy, says the PDP, and Nigeria not near a failed state, says the APC. At the top of the Tribune, Bajoa saved me from being killed by Dimka, says Obasanjo, and maize will be scarce next year, say farmers. How to tackle herders-farmers conflicts, that's from the Niger government. And a look at the photo story this morning. Times pray with a plastic barrier at a church. And this, well, of course, like it says, definitely signs up the times. Quick reminder to be careful while you're out there. Now, as COVID-19 spreads, Lagos, Osun, Rivers get tough. 22 out of 86 patients currently surviving through oxygen in Abuja, says the FCTA, and more. At the bottom of the page, gunmen kidnap father, ex-council chairman, mother, medical doctor, 14 others in Niger State. We move on now to our next headline, or rather, this is the Nation newspaper, and the big headline there, COVID-19 death toll more than double in 1 month. This is a scary story. 27 on oxygen in FCT Hospital, Lagos event centers. Wike threatens Rivers lockdown, and Edo reactivates isolation centers. At the top of The Nation, Obasanjo, how I was saved from Dimka's bullet, on page 7 there, and police promotion lopsided, say Igbo professionals. PSC, it's not ethnic-based. And for business now on The Nation, economy in the throes of pandemic, and CBN predicts Naira recovery from February. Well, we move on now to our next daily, and that is the Daily Trust indeed. Big headline here. National Assembly spent billions of naira on constitution review. Lawmakers justify endless exercise. It is needless, say lawyers and CSOs. At the top of the Daily Trust, how oil glut, deregulation, unstable petrol prices shaped 2020. And gunmen killed 2, kidnapped 48 in Katsina villages. And Niger Republic poll, partial results expected today. At the very bottom, kidnappers killed, very updated Niger village head. And a look at the photo story here. Lastly, against social distance protocol of COVID-19, Abuja passengers queue to buy tickets at the Rigasa train station, Kaduna. This was only from yesterday. Now, that's as much as we can take this hour for the headlines. Now, do remember, now I can't say this enough, plenty of talk about COVID-19 incidents here in Nigeria spiking. You want to be very careful while you're out there. Let's do Daily Vulnerables now. And when we get back, we have more for you inside of Wake Up Nigeria.
Until the day I leave this world.
Yeah.
Speaking of people leaving this world,
Oh,
the
no, a
past
downer.
weekend,
It was a downer. Hate to
goodness me.
start coffee just like so, but
Yeah.
we lost a lot of good, notable people, notable names. Ubon King passed. Big Lo, if you remember Big Lo. Lutana passed as well. And
For those who don't know Big Lo, or you're thinking, that name sounds familiar. How can you not remember Big Lo? You know, 2 shots. Like, was it that girl?
Delicious.
Very delicious. Very soft shots.
2004
Yeah,
that
unfortunately,
track.
he's passed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately he passed. The weekend was, while it was filled with plenty of family and fun and all of that, you also had to reflect on the fact that life is this short, and with the present instance, COVID-19 actually being responsible for some of these deaths. It's something to reflect on. The entire 2020, what you have taken away from it. Somebody said something, and I actually put it up on my my post. He said, the fact that you're exiting 2020 with your life is good enough prize.
Yeah.
And
You know, Mike and I
that
this morning were
resonates.
talking about Chico Ejiro.
Chico Ejiro.
Chico
I remember
Ejiro as
Mike
well.
interviewed him
Yeah.
We had him on the
sometime
show
back.
also and all
Yeah.
that. So yeah, like you mentioned, so there's just a lot about 2020 and all of that. Vaccines are now available. So it's said that so far over 1 million people have taken it in the US, and we know that there's conspiracy theory about vaccines. I don't know anybody that was not vaccinated, at least from the 6 killer diseases. We all took those. You look at your arm and you see that shot downstairs. You understand?
The polio,
But the 6 killer diseases, polio, and all that. But you see, with this one now, there's been a whole lot of talk. Oh, it's this, it's that, it's this and that. Look. My point is, some event centers were shut over the weekend. Good for them. Good for them. You know, some places where look, this is real. It's happening.
I'll tell you something about event centers, and the fact that they're being shut down is actually quite, it's for me, positive news, because I had cause to be at 1 or 2 of these event centers. I'm not going to mention which one, just so I don't put them in trouble over the weekend. I had to leave one to the other because I thought that it was a bit too crowded.
Yeah.
And I saw people flouting protocol, not having sanitizers, not wearing their masks.
So you
and
know
I'm like, I
something
can't
weird?
spend time in this space.
Most people aren't attending places of worship claiming COVID.
Yeah.
They are trying to avoid church or going to the mosque because of COVID. But these same people actually are attending events.
From mini event centers,
And the worrisome thing
leisure
is this,
centers.
you look at many of these people and you wonder, do you guys realize that people are dying from this disease? The conspiracy theory you mentioned, what worries me is there are several mutations of this disease.
Yeah.
The vaccines, can they fix them? This is something we'll probably have to discuss with a health professional
expert,
at some point. But there's an issue with even discussing with any health experts now. Most of them are totally, they have absolutely no idea about COVID right now. Everybody's trying to figure out what is it about this COVID. So even if you call a health expert, they'll probably not have an answer for
And
you.
did
Which
you
brings me
hear?
to the masks. People aren't using their masks.
Please use your masks. It's
I
very
was
important.
out last weekend and only myself and my little girl had masks on from where we started the journey till I got to my destination. I feel like worrisome.
It's
Like
a very
the
big deal.
masks, see, we are talking about vaccination, but this thing, the cure is 50-50.
You
Why
gotta
are
help
you taking
yourself
chances
first.
with your
That's
life?
just my point. You were saying?
Yeah, I was going to say that the conspiracy theory about vaccines has always been there.
Yeah.
That talking about the pharmaceutical companies and the likes, that sort of the big pharmas of them all have something to do with making sure that. But that's not the point. The point is, if there is any chance that you can save a life, take that chance. Play your part, do your bit to try and save another life. It might not be about you. It might be about someone you're going to come in contact with that just doesn't deserve to die because you refuse to take responsibility for your own self.
Mike, I wonder if you saw one post that was going on. You know, WhatsApp, things go on. Where they said Lagos State government is going to start arresting people or fining them. Even at that, people were still not bothered. Like, some people sit there is like in existence.
I was watching this interview. Bill Gates said that he was surprised that the numbers in Africa are not as much as it was, predicted. And I've said something that there's something about our climate that it makes it harder for this disease to flourish here. I don't know exactly, but there's something about it. But then doesn't mean that in the US, the blacks are actually more susceptible to this.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I was going to say, because different countries are actually recording different mutated strains. So the strains that are mutating here in Africa are totally different from the strains that are mutating in Britain, for instance, which they say actually affects or infects quicker younger ones. And that scared me to the bone when I heard that.
It's not even just the younger ones. The most recent one, someone was telling me that people who actually suffer from this mutated version of COVID-19 in Nigeria, they suffer more and they die faster. I'm trying to be as realistic as possible so people can realize that this thing is not a joke. COVID-19 is real. It's real.
You know what? Enough of the downer for this here. Guys, it's the final week for 2020. What do you take away from 2020? What are you looking forward to? Without jinxing 2021, what are you looking forward to, guys?
So the fact that we have been able to get this far, all the adjustments with business, with work, the way people have restructured their minds to have more people work from home and all that, I think that's going to be a lot more positive in 2021. I think even when COVID-19 completely disappears by God's grace, it's going to change the face of business. So I'm looking forward to...
It will still be there, but let's just see when we can finally control it, when we can finally bring it under control.
It's not. It's not going to control. It's not about... How much has malaria disappeared? How much
Not
of it has
too
disappeared?
much. It keeps mutating itself.
All right.
So at least we know what to do.
You have to understand.
Mike, we're trying to speak positive.
This is good. So my medicine is malaria. How
do we get back on my team?
I'm trying to say. Someone said something. The 1st of January.
Oh, jeez.
1st of January, 2021 is not. Something will not just
change.
Switch and
suddenly.
You think that maybe
my own is going to switch for the better in Jesus' name.
Positively now, and on a lighter note, I want everybody to watch out for Thursday's edition, because come Thursday we're going to be having something very interesting to look back at everything that's happened here on the show and also on other shows on TVC. We're going to be having the Wake Up Nigeria Lollipop Awards.
Lollipop, seriously, you love Lollipop so much. You just had to make us name it.
Very interesting categories of which some of you might be nominated for, might even win, and you guys sitting at home are going to find this very, very interesting. It's not just restricted to us here on Wake Up Nigeria. Every show, East/Your View, every single one. This might go awards. So you guys want to stay tuned with us all week, because this is going to be fun. You're going to love it. And we do mean lollipops here, because we have zero budget and we can't afford trophies.
So the actual lollipops will be rolled out. But the Wake Up Nigeria Lollipop Awards is something to look forward to,
yes,
people.
Indeed. Come Thursday. Alrighty now. So that's as much as we can take for the segment here, for the gist. Be positive, but be careful. That's what I'm going to say.
Welcome to the kitchen, right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And doing justice to breakfast this morning is the one and only Chef Debbie. I didn't hear the drum rolls. But it's so great to have you in the kitchen here with us. We're trying to cut down the hugs because of social distancing. If not, I would have given her a big hug. But Merry Christmas to you all the same.
Same to you.
Merry Christmas. So, if you're thinking of what to use to celebrate New Year's Day, we might be able to give you an idea or two, because what she has planned for breakfast today is something you can do, whip it up in a few seconds, so to speak. So let's talk about breakfast. What are we having?
We're having Singapore noodles.
Yummy.
With Chinese chicken sauce.
Chinese chicken sauce.
Yes, that's what
Singapore noodles. Wow. Okay, so let's talk about the ingredients, starting from the Singapore noodles itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the Singapore noodles.
Okay.
These are white pepper.
Okay.
The black pepper and the yellow pepper.
Okay.
This is sesame oil.
Okay.
Then here is a mixed ketchup, chili sauce, soy sauce, oyster sauce, garlic, and black and yellow pepper.
All of those. Okay.
Here is boneless chicken.
Okay.
We're going to use.
Okay.
You have carrots here.
Okay.
Then my celery, spring onions,
Okay.
my onions, my garlic, red bell peppers,
And the green and yellow bell
Yeah.
peppers.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the process like? What's the first thing we do?
Okay, I'm going to just, boil the Singapore noodles a bit.
Okay.
Because
More like parboiling.
yes, it's not supposed to stay long
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Not like the normal noodles.
Okay.
So after that, then I'll marinate this. That's the boneless chicken.
Okay.
Then after that, I'll keep that aside for a while. Then I start with the frying. That's the stir fry of the other one. So I start with the garlic, followed by the onions, the carrot, the celery, then the spring onions and the bell peppers go in.
Okay, so let's start with parboiling that. Is the water hot enough? I believe it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we're going to
So
put
just
that in.
Put it here.
Now, for those who might be seeing Singapore noodles for the first time, that's surprising. We've actually had this on the show. I'll tell you more about this. But if you check your screen right now, you will see the ingredients for Singapore noodles with Chinese chicken sauce, which is what we're having for breakfast. In case you want to scribble the ingredients down, do so quickly. Do so quickly. It'll be off your screen in a few seconds. Do it. Do it. Yes, right. And then that's how there's no paper apparently. But of course, you can always type your pins. And yes, I said I was going to tell you about the Singapore noodles. About 2 months ago, a pack of it was just about 500 naira. As at early this month, I still got it for 600 naira. That's in the markets, not in the supermarkets. I'm not quite sure how much it is now.
Okay, I went to a supermarket and
Okay.
I got it for 1.4.
What?
I'm serious.
Wait, is it not the usual pack?
Yeah, it is.
These people should be coming down having the fear of
I got it
God,
for
though.
1.4. So I went to another supermarket. I got it for 9.20. So
Eh-heh.
it's different.
No, you know one thing I realize? When a particular product isn't so common or is seen as unique, there's always like premium pricing on
Yes,
it.
of course.
But when something is widely known, okay, say for example, basmati rice. Why is basmati rice so expensive, for goodness sake? I don't understand it.
Well, yesterday I tried buying one, 5 kg, and I got it for 6.5.
Oh yes, the 5 kilograms about
Yeah,
6.5. It's
6.5.
been 6,650 for some months. I'm surprised it didn't go up.
But some other supermarkets, you get it higher.
Yes.
Like you get some for 8,000.
8,000, yes. I actually went, okay, so I did a supermarket survey recently. I wonder why I didn't do a write-up on it. And I found certain items. In fact, I happened to find which supermarket was the cheapest in that area. If you want to know the area, you want to know the supermarket, hit me up on social media. But this place, they sell the same, the same worth as you would get in the open market. So I was like, why are things so ridiculously priced in some supermarkets as against some others? Whatever the case may be, though, we'll keep up with prepping for breakfast. When we come back, it will be to show you the stir fry. And I'm sure by then, the noodles, because they won't stay long on fire. So
Yeah.
it won't take so long for us to get ready. Right now, however, it's time to dance. It's still Christmas season now. So we still have our energy up. For those who have spent their January money, congratulations. We are many there. we are plenty in that WhatsApp group. But yes, it's time for us to enjoy this performance by Sidon. Hi, Sidon.
Yeah, man. Yeah, isn't there the man? God bless you, mama. God bless you, mama. God bless you, mama. God bless you. Pains, oh mama, I remember all the things you did for me. The memory lives in me. Oh, you, mama, yeah. fime ongwi tenane isina wama aboba mama ya afona tangwa aboba mama ya the memory lives in me. Oh yo mama yes in the mama oh yo mama mama God bless you 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 mama.
Thank you for staying with us. It's, of course, Monday Motivation. Fola Daniel is in the house, and today we're talking about quite an interesting topic. I love, having him on this kind of topic. So we're talking about decisions having consequences, or decisions have consequences. It's great to have you all. Welcome.
My pleasure to be here again.
How's Christmas weekend for you?
It went
How
well.
did you spend it?
Okay, so I don't know these days. Maybe I'm becoming a little more introverted. I'm not sure what's happening.
You have to be, look, everything, we all have to be a little bit more introverted than normal.
Okay, so I guess that sometimes, someone put out a joke out there and say, hey, what happened? Christmas used to be fun when we were kids. And somebody replied, well, it wasn't your money.
Very true, very true. When they say uncles don't have money, when I became an uncle, I started understanding. Hey, you have kind of, but hey, come on. Hope you had a wonderful celebration.
Yes, I did.
All
Thank
right,
you.
good. All right, good.
All right, so decisions have consequences. Okay, so what I thought about is some of the things that we do. Sometimes in life, generally, we want to do certain things, and we, just like people say, we want to eat our cakes and still have them, but it's not possible. You can't eat your cake and still have it. If you take a decision, or if you make any decision, you've got to be ready to live with the consequences, either for good or for bad. What you can do is to manage the consequences and make sure that you don't make more wrong decisions that will lead you down the path that you don't like. Take, for example, if I decide to punch you, we were talking about boxing last week.
Last time, yes.
If I decide to punch you, it's my decision, but how you react, I can't choose that. So if you come back with a stronger punch, it's a consequence I have to manage. I either live with it or get ready to fight back. So if I can't beat you, I'm in trouble. I already made a decision that I cannot handle. So what are we looking at when we say decisions have consequences? When you make financial decisions, they're going to have consequences. When you make marital decisions, they're going to have consequences. When you make decisions to have sex, you can't change the consequence. You already made that decision. So you're going to have to live with the consequence of having a baby.
Okay, so yeah. But the consequences, they are not always the same in every situation.
They are not
For
always
instance,
the same, yes.
You mentioned about the punch.
Yeah.
The consequence could be that that punch, you could have a battered face. The other consequence that you could run away. Those are,
No, if I run away, that's not a consequence.
Okay, no, I mean the other person. I mean,
Okay.
I could give you a punch.
Okay.
And you could decide to punch back, and you could decide not to punch. So
But
what I'm
when
saying
you
is
decide
that
to
our
punch back,
consequences-
there's
okay,
trouble.
Okay, are consequences always, are they always going to follow a particular pattern?
No, they don't
Because I don't
follow.
think
They
so.
don't follow a particular pattern, and they also don't come instantly. So the point is, let's take a look at the money issue, for example.
Okay, let's start.
If just like someone was jokingly saying, if you have spent your January salary, congratulations. So if you don't take the right decisions right now about your finances, you will live with the consequences, whether you like it or not, in January. If you don't plan, we're going into a new year. Some people did not plan at all for 2020. We all know that there was a disruption. So even if you had a plan, there were disruptions against the plan. But some people were still able to adjust. But why were they able to adjust? They had some plans. So when the COVID struck, they adjusted. But if you don't have any plan at all, what do you think would have happened? So the bottom line is, going into the new year, you must have carefully thought out decisions about what you're going to do. either with your finances, with your businesses, with the career path that you are taking. You must carefully take decisions. If you don't decide today to improve yourself, maybe you're in the learning and development space, you're in the broadcast media, whatever it is that you're doing, you must begin to take the right decisions now so that you enjoy results later and not consequences. If I decide not to do anything, that's also a decision in itself.
A decision in itself.
So the point is there must be a decision, and not just any kind of decision, a decision that will lead you down the path that you really want to see.
Okay.
So you must plan, take proper actions, and ask yourself, is this where I want to be by this time next year? You can't just wish to be somewhere. It's the decisions that you're taking that will get you to where you want to be. So many people wish to be rich, but they are not taking the decisions that will help them to become rich. Someone wants to become a lawyer and is not going to law school. How would that happen? Or you want to graduate with a first class and you don't study. How is that ever going to happen? So we're saying, don't wish things will happen. You need to take careful decisions to make sure that they happen. And not taking those decisions, you're already making a decision.
How about those that take these decisions? They do what they've seen other people do, and then they don't get those particular results that the other person has got.
Now, the point is, you don't just do things just because you saw someone else doing it. Have you ever been in a class where you have this very playful friend, but he's still the best student in class?
Very true. Which is why...
And everybody is asking, how does he do it?
Which is why a number of people will tell you that, when they come... You've heard people talk about motivation, that, motivational speakers, you guys aspire to perspire. Because they tell you that, look, you're telling somebody to read. The person that even studies the hardest might even be the one that failed the most.
You see, because the point is, a lot of people don't know that sometimes that guy that looks playful, he has his own time. He knows when to study, and he has a style. There are people who know how to assimilate just by listening. So he doesn't need to spend as much time as the others to understand.
Let me just, a very short story about me. In secondary school, I love my friends know this. Till I left secondary school, I never for one day solved maths. I was always amongst the top 3. I never solved maths. I would just sit down in class. Maths came to me, it was just there. And then I would have people that would sit down for days and nights.
And they would still not get it right. So that person has already identified his own strength, his own skill. He knows how to study and pass effortlessly.
So by the way, it made me very lazy also.
So if you're copying that kind of a person, you will just think, oh, I don't need to study hard. I'll just spend 1 hour reading. But this guy has been listening in class, and he has a retentive memory. He remembers almost everything that he hears. So he's going to pass effortlessly.
So it's to find out what works for you.
Find out what works for you.
Kind of scenario.
And work with that thing. And, another thing is, you see someone driving, has a big ride, and, everything seems to be working, living large. And you've forgotten that some people have inheritances passed down to them. But you are striving. You are coming up. You are supporting several other people. And you want to live like that young man who has inheritance passed down to him. You're not going to have the same result, at least for the first few years when you're getting started. So you need to be more careful, more deliberate about your decision making. Don't just do it because someone else is doing it. Don't do it. In fact, if someone is doing something...
a lot of people say, when it comes to mentorship, having somebody, looking at somebody who has succeeded in that particular area which you are, and most of the time they tell you that when you follow through what they do, you get what they do.
Okay, so mentoring, you need to go beyond mentoring and go to coaching. And there's a difference. Take, for example, you can be my mentor from a distance. I can read your books, I can hear what you say, I can listen to everything that you're saying, and I will learn from it. But I will get to some point. The things that you said to me at a distance will not solve some problems in my life. I need someone to hold my hand and walk me through that situation. That's why footballers don't have mentors, they have coaches. Because they will not perform, they will not deliver any results by mentoring. You need someone to be with you and tell you, okay, in this situation, this was what worked for me, but it's not going to work for you exactly that way. It's the principle that you need to take, not copying exactly what I'm doing. So if you think that you're going to copy what someone else did and get the result, you get into trouble. What you need to find in that situation is the principle. not exactly what they did.
Thank you so much for that, Daniel.
My
This
pleasure.
one has finally clarified. You are not an audio motivational. You're not aspire to perspire. You know what you're saying. Thank you so much. Just
My
talking to
pleasure
you
once
this
again.
morning. All right. So yeah, we made a decision to ensure that we always have food in the kitchen for you, and the consequence is that Mary has to ensure that that food gets done in time. Mary, how are you dealing with that
if
consequence?
you like, don't aspire to perspire. This meal is not going to get to you, Mike.
It's okay.
You
We've
can
had
keep
us.
aspiring.
They've threatened us before. Where were we? They tried to bury us while I
Oh
sit.
my gosh! But it's very real. Fola Daniel doesn't do aspire to perspire, and that's one of the things I like about his motivational talks. All right, so welcome again to the kitchen, and of course, Chef Debbie Scott is in charge. Chef Debbie,
I'm here.
how far have we gone now?
Okay, we are done with the noodles.
Okay,
So it's time to do the stir fry.
okay. So frying the
The garlic and
garlic
onion.
and onions first.
Yes.
Is there ginger in this meal, or is
No ginger at all.
But if I want to include the ginger, would it change the taste, or it's a no-no?
No, it won't. It depends on you, what you want.
So I can use ginger if I want
Yes,
to?
if you want.
Okay. Because my spices, I call them my 3 spices. Ginger, garlic, onion. Like, they always work magic for me. And then
But-
sometimes black pepper.
But I use ginger for a Peru dish,
For what?
the lomo sotado dish.
Oh, okay.
That's what I use the ginger for.
Oh. Carrots.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's carrots.
Yeah.
I'll just go with this.
Yeah. And then, of course,
I'll wait. These ones are the hardest vegetable.
yeah.
Here,
so you need them
so
to cook a bit.
A bit, yes.
The peas, the carrots, especially.
Yeah.
The reason we had to put the onions is, of course, the onions and the garlic help with the aroma. They're aromatics, so to speak. Please don't add the next one that we know it to be in Nigeria. So this will go on for how long?
Just a minute.
A minute, okay.
Yes.
So there's still that crunchiness when one is chewing it.
Of course.
Okay, okay. This is already looking good. Stir fries always look good anyway.
So I'll go with this now.
Okay, so this is the mix of. Could you run us through what's in it again?
Okay, I have
Oyster sauce.
oyster sauce, soy sauce, chili sauce, ketchup, black pepper, yellow pepper, white pepper, and garlic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it goes in now.
Yeah, it goes on.
All right. So this more or less darkens it.
Yeah,
Now the chicken. Okay, you want to say something?
it's just the soy sauce that darkens it and the oyster sauce. The other ones, they are actually red, but the soy sauce and oyster sauce took
They are the
over.
ones that tend to. Yeah. You put them in rice, you get darker rice. You put them in chicken. Yes, that's what we did to the chicken. You want to tell us what you did to this chicken? Because when we last showed the chicken, it was still raw. So what did you do to it?
I mixed it with soy sauce and vinegar.
Okay.
Then with black pepper, white pepper, and yellow pepper.
Okay. So what's the purpose of adding the vinegar?
Just to give it that kind of like a sour taste.
Okay. Okay. So you're kind of like trying to achieve the sweet and sour?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Oh, the chicken goes in so quickly.
Yeah.
Nice. So it can cook even more.
Of course.
Aha. So what goes in next?
There's the spring onion.
The spring onions, and then of course the peppers. Okay, don't worry. We'll try to finish up the cooking as soon as possible, and then of course serve it at the end of the show. That's usually the most interesting part, isn't it? Right now, however, we've reached the top of the first hour. 45 minutes more to come. It's Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
Now,
Yeah.
there are 5 things I advise you give up for, a happier life come 2021. Excuses, negative self-talk, toxic relationship, bad sleeping habits,
Yeah.
and dreaming too small.
That's a long list.
I
Now,
know.
if plan A didn't work, now the alphabet has 25 more letters. So that's what we're all about. We have to have plan A, B, C, D. You know what? Every single letter needs a plan.
Yes,
much
indeed.
for every single situation.
And talking about that, some say if your dream doesn't scare you, then you aren't dreaming big enough. So hey, reach for the stars, soar higher. You know, just
Have
do
you
it.
seen
Dream
my
of
yacht?
monsters.
Have you seen my yacht? Have you
got
seen
a
my yacht?
yacht?
I have a yacht.
Really?
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah, exactly. I have a yacht. We'll be having a great time together today. From today all the way till the end of the week. My name is Titi Lyle.
And my name is Mazino Appeal. We have a show carefully curated just for your viewing pleasure. And of course, I want to remind you that you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms. And if you want to be a part of this so we can track all of your messages here on the biggest breakfast show in Nigerian television. Not to forget, reminding you about come Thursday, the Wake Up Nigeria Lollipop Awards. It's going to be big.
Yes, it is. We're going to get dressed up and, you know, do like Oscar-style award.
Yes,
like,
indeed.
yeah.
You're going to love it.
We're going to be having you watch us from absolutely anywhere across the world. Just make sure you have our app. That's on Google Play or iOS. Download it. And let's tell them what's left on the show today. We're still going to be taking a trip down memory lane to look at the most significant things that happened this week in history. Yeah.
And for a second performer, we have Anumba Waneka, Linda, known as Linda Waneka. She is a performing artist, a trained dancer, and also she's an actor.
Amazing stuff.
There's only picture I want to see. I want to see more than picture.
Yeah.
So I was telling Mazina something interesting quite happened. I just saw it this morning. Burna Boy and
As in,
Davido.
what was that about?
That's kind of gist we like. So you see, look, at least I know a little bit about concert organizers. When they are organizing concerts, they try to make, when they understand that there might be some sort of friction between some artists, which is usual, they ensure that these people don't meet. They do all they can. They'll book them for different clubs.
Put them on
They'll
different
put them
chairs at
different chairs, and they make sure that they
events,
get onto stage in different places. Make sure that their camps don't meet. It happens. They understand this is entertainment. It's not just here.
So what
the
happened
US
in this
happened.
case?
So they met at a club. And there was a brawl between
It's not like as if they had a
Their
scheduled,
supporters or
what's it called?
themselves.
They perhaps went to the club individually.
And really club, trying to be held back and all that. So people that were there, eyewitnesses are saying that look, there was a serious brawl that they exchanged punches.
Wow.
Well, we can't.
But you know, like I said to you while we were discussing before we came on air, I said that it was rather childish of them. And I don't know whether we are the ones that are being taken as the Mickeys here, because it's like as if they expect that these news are going to hit the...
and then it's a publicity stunt again.
But it's not,
I don't see any reason why they should be battling over whatsoever. I don't know what it is.
It happens.
It
Like,
happens
if you go, I mean,
What
if you
are
go to
they
the
fighting
American
over?
music, look, you go to the, and you see the Whiskey and Davido, you know, for a very long while it was there. Although they made sure that whenever they were concert, they made sure they did, and then both of them were mature enough at some point. They came up on stage. That's the big thing in Davido's concert. Yeah. But it happens. It happens with artists.
Well, they've both got very big egos, by the way. So I
Yeah.
can imagine that the whole room couldn't feel that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
While some people are doing exchanges, I just want to give a quick shout out to Chichi Ashiwe. She was 8 years old yesterday.
Okay.
And thank you for the food, the cake, everything.
Okay.
It was ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake.
Gosh, I felt like I was...
Honestly, when it comes to
You
what
can
people
enjoy
have
Christmas when you
eaten,
don't have money. You just know good
You do
people.
look very nice today, by the way.
Thank
Let's do a
you.
little fact finder, and we'll be back.
interesting stuff there. We blink a lot more than men, apparently. It's about time to take the news update, and the Lagos State government has sealed 12 social and recreational centers for flouting the federal government's directive on COVID-19. Some of the facilities include Landmark Event Center, Lekki Waterside, DNA Nightclub, Rumors, Buzz Bar, among others. In a statement issued yesterday, the Director General of Lagos State Safety Commission, Mr. Larry Mojola, said he and his team have been carrying out routine enforcement and monitoring activities throughout the holiday season to monitor the level of compliance. He added the establishments who broke the government seal and continued partying would be charged to court once documentation has been properly processed. The Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talon, has tested positive for the coronavirus disease. She tested positive after a routine test conducted on her and members of her family. According to a statement of a statement she personally signed on Saturday. The minister said she was asymptomatic but was advised to go for the test, which returned positive. However, members of the minister's family were negative. She has gone into isolation and is receiving treatment. Back in Lagos State, shops and valuable goods were destroyed in the Ketu Plank Market after an inferno broke out. The Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Olufemi Oke, confirmed the incident, adding that no life was lost, but did not state the cause of the fire. He added that emergency responders, comprising of LASEMA response team and the Lagos State Fire Service, curtailed the raging inferno at Ketu Plank Market on Demori Street, Ketu, Lagos. He also disclosed that the LASEMA response unit recovered a trailer conveying 40-foot container that ran over a covert at another part of Lagos in Mile 2, Inward Kirikiri, earlier yesterday. And that's all we have time for on the news update for today on Wake Up Nigeria. It's time for sports. Mike, it's all yours. Welcome back. Now it's about time for us to take that trip down memory lane.
That was a very happy welcome back.
Yeah, what?
That's good.
I've got coffee in my cup.
Are you sure that's coffee?
It's coffee. It is coffee. It's always coffee, people. Always coffee.
This week in history, let's start.
Yes, January 3rd, 1892, J.R.R. Tolkien was born. Now, he's most famous today as the author of the epic fantasy novels The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. Now, Tolkien's academic areas of expertise were Old and Middle English and early European mythology, and he drew on his knowledge to create his own fantasy worlds. He invented his own Elvish languages, and he's really famous for that. Tolkien wrote his fantasy tales in his own time, mostly for his own amusement, and from 1930 he came up with lighter versions of his stories for children, resulting in The Hobbit. That was his first book, published in 1937, and that was centered on Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo Baggins.
17 years later, Tolkien published the darker and much longer Lord of the Rings in 1954, which is a 3-part story, and it's one of the best-selling novel series ever, selling over 150 million copies. Now, of course, we know that the movies are also amazing.
I want to tell you something about these movies now.
Yeah.
They are not a quarter of the books. I spent a lot of time reading J.R. Tolkien's books, from The Hobbit to The Lord of the Rings, all 3 of them, and even after. There's an entire book for when Gandalf actually fell while he was battling the Balrog that nobody knows about, but that exists, and it's fantastic.
Oh, goodness me.
The movie couldn't capture everything that was the
too
book.
much.
It was just fantastic. So I say, read the book and then see the movie. There's characters that don't even feature in the book.
And there are languages that we don't even get to hear about in the movies, you know. But 17 Academy Awards later, we still love it.
Yes,
next up.
Yes, indeed. So, December 28th, 1922 this time. Guess who was born? Yes, it was Stan Lee. Now,
yes, Stan Lee.
we all know him for the man who created Ant-Man, Scarlet Witch, and so many of the Marvel characters. And we respect him. Spider-Man, especially Spider-Man, was one of his biggest and most iconic characters that he designed. And even up until this day, we are still revering in everything that he has made. And, you know, our childhood, we live them each time there's a new movie that comes out. That's
so
and he also features in all of his movies, you know, cameos and everything.
The cameos that I think he became more famous for his cameos eventually to the world that wasn't interested in comic books. But for people that had collections of comic books, the comic world, the comic universe was basically owned by Stan Lee. He could come up with characters in a second, and they would become amazing.
Never too serious to make a cameo appearance, even in movies that weren't from comic book origin.
So this is a cameo appearance you'll see right now. I have 2 lined up right there.
Very interesting. There he is.
I think I'll just take these, bring them over here, and hold on for safekeeping.
Oh, so many more
Now, they
stories
say his
to tell.
character is actually supposed to be something quite real. The fact that he's appearing in all of these movies makes him one of the, I don't know exactly what it is, but...
One of the characters.
Well, not a hero character type thing, Majid, but, you know. But, hey, we've got more.
Yeah, we do. Now, January 3rd, 1987, Aretha Franklin was made the first female artist inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, she is also known as the Queen of Soul, and she's one of the most honored artists in Grammy Award history, with 18 Grammys under her belt. Until earlier this year, she had the record for the most Billboard Hot 100 hits of any female artist, and that included 20 #1 singles. Imagine having 20! Only Nicki Minaj has recently beaten Aretha Franklin's 40-year-long record.
You know, the funny thing is, if you ever attended an Aretha concert, she'd ask that the air conditioning be turned off. Because she took such good care of her voice, and she didn't want the slightest thing to spoil it when she delivered her performances. And that was the thing about her. She was so particular about how she treated her voice, and boy could she bellow.
She could sing, that woman, and so many female artists today look up to her and try their best to try and reach some pitches she could climb like any singing songbird out there. Aretha Franklin there, inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Amazing stuff. Now we have a performance coming up.
Oh, yes, we do. You're going to like this one.
Yeah?
Now, our performance from Anumba Waneka Linda, known as Linda Waneka. She is a performing artist, a trained dancer, and also she is an actor.
She's going to be performing for us right now.
And yes, now for SME this morning, Oluwatosin Ogunbanja is our guest, and she is the founder and creative director of Avenue 7, a premium leather goods company here in Lagos. Tosin, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Good
morning.
to have you here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Now let's talk about your operation. Avenue 7, what exactly do you guys do?
So we design and manufacture leather goods here in Nigeria, all handmade.
All right, leather goods here in Nigeria, all handmade.
Yes.
All right, I like that you stressed all of that, because I know that ladies are, when it comes to bags, Hermes, Birkins, and all of the rest. And now we have Avenue 7. Yay, going to be the next big thing in Africa, I bet.
Yes.
Is that a sample? Is that yours?
Yes,
Can I have a look at it?
Yeah, sure.
Take a look at it. I'm going to be opening it. Hope you don't have any. May I?
I hope so.
While I'm opening it, tell us about your brand and what makes it special and different from everything else.
Okay, so for Avenue 7, one of the key things that we focus on is the quality of our products. Yeah, our products are bags, shoes, belts, and wallets. So basically, we source our materials here in Nigeria, and we're paying keen attention, basically to the materials that we use. That for me is a key thing, and then also comfort, and of course we never take away style and the uniqueness of our products.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, where do you get your leather from, and how is that a challenge at all here in Nigeria, having such an operation, dealing with leather goods and stuff like that? Is it difficult to actually source your raw material?
Well, yes, it is to an extent. Yes, it is. So basically, currently, we source our leather materials from Mushi Market. We also have Kano, where we have a tannery, right there, and then we also have Abba, but majorly, they come in from different, of course, and then we have the ones that are being brought into the country, and so because we don't have a very versatile tannery production here, we just have one in Nigeria, so you're dependent on what you receive from the other parts of the world to work with, and then sometimes you run out of maybe a particular color. Sometimes if you're not very if you don't have vast knowledge about getting quality leather, you might get it mixed up with the synthetic kind of leather and all of those things. So yeah, basically material generally is a tough thing to get by, but I mean, if you know what you're looking for, then you will get it here in Nigeria.
So let's take a look at your operation now. Now you've had this for 4 years, and you're operating a let's say staff of how many? 5, and you oversee the production and all of that. So I can tell that there's there might be challenges that you face when it comes to production and all. But what are the biggest challenge when it comes to dealing in leather products for anyone who is hoping to go into the business?
Okay, so I think the major thing is manpower. And the tools and the machines that are used. The reason why a lot of people still find it very difficult to patronize made in Nigeria, or things termed as made in Nigeria, is the fact that everybody's looking at the finishing. How would the finishing look like? And the difference between what is being made in Nigeria and outside the country is that for Nigeria, most of our production processes are handmade because we do not have the high-end technology or tools that will give you that fine finishing. So we have to rely on the skills that our artisans have, trained themselves on over the years. And over there, they have like the tools that helps you probably put your soles together, do the cleaning and all of those things. So their products come out much more better and finer as to what is being made here in Nigeria.
We'll ever get there?
Yes, we will get there.
Point where everything that we do can compete with
what it's like. We're getting there. We're growing. It's a market that is expanding. It's a market that is growing, and we're definitely going to get there. We just need to invest more in our manpower. We need to train them more. We need to expose them more to some of the technologies, some of the trainings that they have over there, and then also we need to have the sort of technologies and machines, the tools that they have, because it's a different thing to have the machines here in Nigeria, and it's another thing to operate it. If you have it and you not operate it, yes, it's a big issue. So you must have the machines. You must have the expertise.
Do you use any of these machines yourself?
Yes, I use a few that they can use here in Nigeria.
And you also had to train your staff to be able to use them as well?
Well, yes, I was over the years I've had different people, I mean, when you're working with artists,
steal your knowledge and then go, Abby. But
Not
does that happen to
exactly.
you?
Well, the truth is, with the artisans that are here in Nigeria, a lot of them are skilled. We have very skilled artisans in Nigeria. But the big problem is that a lot of them don't see the big picture. A lot of them just want to live for the moment.
Yeah.
You know, when you tell them, oh, we're trying to build a global brand, we're trying to do this, a lot of them just want to do their thing, make their money on the instant, and you know, and just be, you know, be fine.
So a lot of people often have these kinds of operations or businesses on the side. They're often maybe accountants, and then they have this on the side, or this and that, and they have this on the side. But is this for you your main occupation?
Yes, this is what I do full time.
So how much do you make in a month?
I'm not sure.
Maybe you should tell to encourage people out there so that we can go into these kinds of skilled labor. Give us an idea. So would you be able to buy like a very expensive car at the end of 2021, do you think?
Yes, I should.
Does it earn you that much?
Yes.
Okay, and with that, you're still able to pay the people who work for you comfortably, above minimum wage, I guess.
Well, yes. Yeah, it depends on, so the structure that I have is I don't pay salaries, I pay based on what you produce. For example, in a month, if you produce 100 pairs of shoes or bags or wallets or belts, yeah, you're being paid based on that. So that is even much more than, you know, earning a salary like on its own.
So you're situated in Surulere.
Yes.
Do you get your clients from around Surulere? Is where you're located a factor in production?
Well, okay, so we're located in Surulere, and that is our production base, right? It's not really a showroom like you can walk in, but yes, we do have clients who come in for measurements, and then there are some people who just want to put a face to, you know, some people are still very skeptical.
Avenue 7, by the way.
Yes, buying stuff online. So some people want to walk in, but that is actually our factory, and most of our clients are getting from social media, and then of course referrals, basically.
The social media is actually the biggest platform for anybody who's selling anything out there. But for me, one thing that I find very challenging is when I ask for something and then it gets here, what you ordered is different from what you get. How do you bridge that?
So I think the key thing is trust, and being open and having a policy that is flexible. So for me, what I do is, like I said, 80% of our clients have been based on referrals. And then I've had clients who reached out to us on Instagram and say, oh, I want to order something, but I'm scared. I've been scammed so many times. I'm like, you don't have to worry. First of all, we post our testimonials and our reviews, right? And then also I have a policy that says, oh, if you get something and you don't like it, you can return it, and we would, you know, make a new one, or we'll find a balance. And it's always worked. It's always worked. And so it just gives them that form of trust, confidence that, okay, I'm not going to be scammed, because I mean, a lot of people have scammed people online, and we know these things, so people are a little bit more skeptical, and they want to be very careful. But we have a policy that is safe, you know, for you to say, oh, or you want to come to the store. I mean, I encourage people, if you want to come down, I send you the address, you can come down so you can see for yourself. Yes, you can put a name to the brand, a location to the brand. We have our location on our Instagram page, we have phone numbers. I mean, so you have all of these things to keep you in a very confident level.
I often ask for specific pictures of the product that I'm buying. Don't give me the ones with the, you know, the ones that are on the internet. I want to see the textile, the texture. I want to see everything. That's what I normally ask for. And most of these people on social media find that very difficult to do. But then they now send you the product and you're like, this isn't exactly what you had in your picture. But let's talk export now. So, Nigerian brand Avenue 7, Surulere located, social media is the platform with which you market. Are you looking to expand, and what would it take for a Nigerian brand such as yours to actually start exporting these fine products?
Okay, yes, so yes, we're looking to exporting come 2021. I think one of the major things is having a supporting environment, and you know, for you to be able to export your product, you know, having the government put in place, you know, certain policies, yes, that can, you know, help facilitate.
There are policies on ground to help local manufacturers, especially when it comes to the leather business, isn't there? And have you taken advantage? Have you found this easy? Is it easy for most people or not?
Well, I wouldn't say it isn't easy. Yes, I know that there are certain grants, yes, available for people, but of course, you know, it's based on your application and if you're being selected and if they see that your business is viable enough for them to invest in. So that's like a different ballgame entirely. You know, that's really not your decision. But yes, there are opportunities for you to apply for grants and all of those things. But I think the major thing is when there are policies in place to help, you know, your product and to help your brand to push it out there for more people to see it, then the product in itself will speak for itself. And so currently for Avenue 7, for example, we have clients outside of the country that order for our product and then we ship to them, yes, but that is not on the scale that we would wish to operate in. I mean, so you want to have like retail stores have your product, you know, merchandising and all of those things over there where people can easily just walk into a particular store and pick up your stuff off the shelf. That's something that, you know, we need to work on, and the government needs to assist and collaborate with, you know, manufacturers and SMEs to be able to do that efficiently well.
Wow, Tosin, you are one of the most garrulous, talkative persons I've ever interviewed here on this couch, ever. But fantastic work you're doing with Avenue 7, not just bags, but shoes and everything leather. Great stuff. And let me reward you the small way that we do here on Wake Up Nigeria. If you just follow me over to the kitchen, we have a treat for you, since you are our guest, if you'll come this way. Mary is standing by. And Titi as well. Here, this is you. You can have a seat.
Welcome.
Good to have you here.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Yeah. So I've been looking at the color of your hair.
And her bag.
Well, it goes with the bag. Yeah. Like, wow.
Tosin, today's chef is Chef Debbie Scott. And she's made for us Singapore noodles and chicken Chinese sauce. Right? Yeah. Fantastic. So tell us about this meal.
Okay.
Let's start from how we served it. It's deliberate. Yeah.
Okay. Which I just want people to know, as in, if they can decide to serve it like this or you miss it like a jollof.
Yeah. All right. So it's a matter of choice. Yeah. So which one would you like to try? Nigerian, now we choose jollof.
Because you said that, I'll do the other one.
Okay. Your choice then.
All right.
I was actually thinking you would do jollof. That's why we have cutlery on the other one.
It looks really good. All right.
So dig in. Go for the sauce. Oh boy.
Woo! Go for the sauce. Wow.
If your products were food, would they taste as good as that?
This is really nice.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we can tell you're not stopping.
No, she can't stop. She can't stop. She's going to keep eating. It's Chef Debbie now. Chef Debbie in the house.
Well done. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Amazing stuff. Now, I think that was the most amazing way to start your new week.
Absolutely.
We know it's still a public holiday. We know there's still parties out there. Please be responsible, people.
Yeah.
Keep your masks on. Stay clean. Stay safe, everyone. But
Michael.
we'll be back again 7
Tomorrow
a.m.
for Tuesday edition. Don't forget Lollipop Awards this Thursday. It's going to be big.
Yes, it is.
I can't stop telling them about it.
Yeah. It's going to be sweet, if you know what I mean.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.